Hello there, this is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking on Tuesday at 2. Normally I stamp on Tuesday. However, I've been playing with the Gingham Cottage suite, and oh my goodness, I just got carried away. So I have a whole bunch of cards to show you and a whole bunch of little maybe tips and different things. If you haven't looked at this paper, it's unbelievable. The whole suite is fun. It covers all the different holidays, and it has this beautiful, vibrant, gorgeous paper. It goes with 6 different shades of colors. It's really a great suite. So I'm going to show you the paper to begin with. And hello, Cindy. I'm going to show you the paper, and then I'll show you the cards that I did. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards just this morning. Just playing with this suite, and so I didn't have one I could put together real quick to stamp with you, but I'll give you a couple of tips. So all right, I'm going to turn the camera around. Here we go. Oops, I almost hit finish. I didn't even start. Duh. Okay, so close your eyes if this bothers you. Ooh, my knee is bothering me. Oh my goodness, I think I'm going to have my other one done sooner versus later. My desk is a total mess because all I've done is played with this stuff. So this is on page 59 of the holiday book. You get 48 sheets of paper for $30. There are 4 each of 12 different double-sided designs. So here is 1. So 1 and 2. So one side, other side. Really cool. So, and it's real red, blushing bride, pumpkin pie, garden green, mint macaroon, blushing bride, and black. So here's 1 pairing. Let's see, I'm going to do this. Here's another pairing. So cool. All of them are checks. Okay. So not to be, so here's another one there. Here's another one. So much fun. So I'm loving, I love gingham anyhow, so this is like right up my alley. Here's another one, and I love the variety of sizes, the different types of brush strokes, the lighter background, darker background. I mean, it's just, this is phenomenal to work with. So it's just really fun. And I thought it was kind of a challenge to put some of the different ones together. So I'll show you that in the cards. Here's another one. Here's this one. I love that. I just think it's so cool. Okay, let's see here. Get over there. Here's our blushing bride. Ta-da. So again, the same kind of stripe. Here's this one. I love when it's lattice like this, where you have the at an angle. That's a lot of fun. These are smaller, and I'll get into some of the smaller. Doesn't this look like a picnic? I didn't do one with a picnic yet, but I will, because to me it just looks like, it just screams picnic. Okay, here's this one. Love this one. I did use this big check on one of the cards, so I'll show you that. Ta-da. And here's this one. It's like unending, just totally fun. And here's the last one. Ta-da. So very cool. All checks, you know, gingham, big, small, diagonal. I mean, it's like you get the whole thing, and then with all those fun colors. It is paired up. This is the set that it goes with, Cottage Wreaths. It has these beautiful dies that go with this. Let's see here. There are 22 dies in this set. So it will cut out both of these wreaths, plus it'll cut out 2 additional wreaths, okay? And then what I like is that it'll cut out this stamped image of the bow, but it will also, you can also do an image that will be, has all the lines in it and stuff. So, you know, you don't have to stamp it. You can just cut it out. These little leaves I used on one. Love it when they have multiple. Thank you so much. There were 4 of them. So all of these little pieces have die cuts to go with it. All the stamped images have die cuts to go with. And it's just really fun. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is on these big ones, so this one goes with the leaves, it has a little tab here, okay? On the big one and on this one here, the I don't know, bark one or whatever you'd call it. Anyhow, when you open up your set, you'll see that there's a little tab here also, right there. So those tabs go with these tabs. Okay, so what I do is when I pick this up, I know that this tab is going to go near where this is, right? So when I pick this up, you can mark your die if you want to, but I just kind of pick it up. I keep that on the top. Okay, so I'm just going to set that there. Now this one, it's over on the side. So I'm going to keep that there. And I'm not marking it. I'm just kind of guesstimating. So those are the 2. So then when you go to stamp them, let me get this over here. Let's see what I have here. So like this one here. So I had kept this as the top. Shaded spruce, my favorite. And if you want to mark, a lot of times when I'm in class, I'll mark it. I'll mark my what's up and what's down so it doesn't ever get changed. So here we go. I had this one marked that this was up. So then you just take this and it'll fit perfect. So you keep track of that and your die will cut out perfectly. It will match up exactly with the stamped image. And there's going to be a nice little white line around, all the way around them. So same thing with this other one. So let me move that over for a minute. Let's get some early espresso. And here we go. This is the top. So go ahead and mark that. If you weren't sure what those little things are for, that's what they're for. They're to tell us how to cut it out without having to do the whole thing where you're kind of heading all over and heading around everything. So there we go. Ta-da. Same thing. It'll fit perfectly. It's really exciting. If you've ever had one where you've had a hard time finding where it fits, now you know. So you can either, like I said, you can mark your stamp if you want, or just kind of mark your block when you take it out of your case, so you'll know which one it is. So that's my little tip if you didn't know. So here it is with those gone. And so it has a little mark and a little mark. So when you pull them out of here, put that at the top or on the side or whatever works for you, but just keep track of that because you know that mark will match up with this little tab here. So very cool. Very cool that they've done that on there because not all of them have that. So ta-da, ta-da. Just a little tip with that. Okay, so I want to show you what I did today because like I said, I worked on it all day. I had to take a little trip out. The dog has to go for a ride every single day. I have to take the dog for a ride. So breaks up in the middle of the day. I have to get out of here. All right, so here is the first one that I made. And so I used, this is Calypso Coral. I love that it has Calypso Coral in there too. I think it looks really pretty. It doesn't list that on in the book, but it does list it on the paper. Okay, so the book has some of them, but not all of them. So this is Calypso Coral. I used my little flowers. This is where I said I was so excited that they had 4 little cutouts, die cuts for that. So I did the little pieces. And I love that it's this nice small. So I did the just the branch one. die cut. And then I did go around with Early Espresso just to give it a little bit of definition on here. So I used Early Espresso, Calypso Coral, and then the beautiful papers. So that was the first one. Let's see here. Oh, and here's that beautiful, that bow. The stamp bowl is really cool. So hello, Reba. And the little flowers, just give it a little. So here's my just kind of everyday whatever one, right? And then I did a Halloween one. Ta-da. So I used 2 different papers for the Halloween. And then I stamped this in black. And then I have my little leaves here in the pumpkin pie. But then I also, because I wanted this nice square, but I wanted some texture. This is a new embossing folder, Ooh La La, with all the leaves. So I just put this in, you know, before I had it together, so that you would have a nice embossed image going from the corner here. You can see that. Yeah, isn't that cool? All the way to the top. So it just kind of goes at an angle there. So I have a little bit more texture in it. I just think that's kind of cool. I did pop up my little spiders. They only have 1 spider die, so you have to cut those out multiple times. But these other little oak leaves, there's 3 on a stamp. Each stamp does 3 of them. And then it cuts out 3 at a time, and there's 2 of those dies. So that's, or is it 3? Yeah, 3. Okay. So, and there's 2 of those dies, so that makes me very happy. So this for fall, you have to get this folder for fall. I'll show you another thing with it. So there was my Halloween one. Then I did this one. I couldn't resist going and pulling out my sunflower for this big one with the, it's so saffron. And I used pumpkin pie blends. I stamped it in Memento. I used pumpkin pie blends near the base of the petal. And then I used the dark Daffodil Delight and kind of just, you know, went in circles, so it kind of blended, but you still get that color, that warmth of the color. I went light soft suede for the center of it. And I used the opal rounds here on this one. Ta-da. I just love that one. I thought that was really fun. I was having so much fun, I could not stop. And I didn't want to, like, this was pretty simple, but I didn't want to stop and do all that coloring with you guys. Okay, then I did a Christmas one, of course. So here's my Christmas one. So here I used the black paper that's on a diagonal, the big, and then I filled in with the holly. So here I used these, I hadn't used the red. I love these new, what are they called? Let's see here. The adhesive back sequence, seasonal sequence, right? But the red is sort of pinky red, but it matches in the center of these squares. So I was like, okay, I've used the gold a lot and the green, but the red I hadn't, but it goes perfectly with this paper. So here's my Christmas one. And on this one, then I used 3 different patterns, mixed it up. This one, because of how it fell, it looks like it's bordered. It's just a white piece over there, but it falls just correctly, so it looks like it has a border around the verse. Ta-da. And some of them I used inside from a different set. We have so many great sets for Christmas. So anyhow, that's how I introduced the green into it, because I was like, I wanted to have the green, shaded spruce, of course, but then I wanted to bring something on this side too. So that's what I did. And then I did one more. I did this one here. So this one I used, it's a kind of an interesting, right? Mint macaroon and garden green, interesting color combination. I used these dies here. Let's see here. These 2 dies where they just cut out your leaves. One is thinner. You can see it has a thinner base, and then it layers up on top of this one. Anyhow, I used some of the DSP. and cut that out with the DSP, so it had kind of different shades of color in there. Just glued those together. And then, yeah, warning shot. The little acorns have only one die. But the good news is that our mini dimensionals fit right behind the acorns. I then put a piece of vellum over the top of this. So the real color is, let's see here. I wanted to soften it up because I was using the same patterns in here. So this is the true background here behind there. And then one of them is cut from here. So one of the die cuts is from this side and one is from this side. So these are my two wreaths cut from this paper. And then this dark side is what was on the face of the card. But then I put vellum over it. I just wanted to soften the look. I used my little brass rustic metallic dots to kind of cover up the glue dots a little bit, or draw your attention away from the glue dots a little bit. But that is what I have to share with you today. This is what I've been doing. So you can see it takes a little bit of time, but it's not bad. I couldn't stop. And then I had to take my little, take the dog for a ride. I can't walk her because my knee is bad, but I can take her for a ride. Isn't that so sad? Apparently she hasn't heard about the prices of gas. She doesn't care. But very different looks from all the same pattern. This, of course, I brought in my little sunflower. I don't know where I put that set. That one's been with us for a while, and I love it. It's so, oops, I'm throwing stuff around here. It's, but it's perfect for fall. So I couldn't resist pulling that out and putting it on that saffron check. So that's what I have for you today. I did play a little bit with the leaves of holly, and I can show you another card. That's this one, and this one has some great dies also. Let me show you. I'll show you the one card. We'll do this one in class here. Ta-da! So I used, this is one of the die cuts. It cuts this out, and it cuts some of the paper out of there, the cardstock out of that center. But then you have this, and I backed it with the leaves, with the distressed gold, which is totally cool. Let me just see if I can find that set of dies here. Where'd I put it? I put it back. I put it away. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here it is. Here's the die set that goes with this leaves of holly. Let's move this stuff out. This is a great set. Y'all need it. You need the paper if nothing else, but I love the little wreaths because you can do everything with them. So on this one, here is the set. It's two-step stamping. So on the background here, I used soft succulent. And then for the darker, the accents, I used evening evergreen, which kind of go really good with the paper. Again, I used those sequence, seasonal sequence. I used the gold in here. But this is the die that I think is really totally cool right here. So this is this die. It goes right there. And then it cuts out. You have this little rim cut out of there. So I didn't raise it up, which I normally do. I glued the whole thing down. But then you have this piece here, which at first I was like, well, what is this for? This is to cut whatever color you want to go behind your leaves. And in this case, I used the distressed gold. So I love that they have these little accent pieces. I did those in the distressed gold too. And then around my berries, they have a piece that you could do in a darker color, whatever you want, but I did that in the distressed gold also. So this is another great set, that leaves of holly. So that was the one I did. I even have here's the inside, see, Christmas wishes. I kept my sample, so when I put this in class, people will know how to how to get everything out that they need right here. So there we go. So that's what I have for you today. I'm sorry I didn't do any stamping, but hopefully those tips are helpful. And yeah, you'll think about those 2 sets. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I get, when I'm here working alone, I get totally obsessed with something, and then I can't stop. That's bad. I don't know. Maybe it's good. I did a lot of designing, and that felt good. So I'm going to turn the camera around here. Just one moment. My dog is at my feet here. Let's turn this around. Ta-da. Malaya, lay down. It's not time. She eats at 3, and any time close to 3 is 3 for her. So then she just bugs me until I feed her. So that's what I've been working on. I also worked on a Simply Chic. Is that what it's called? I have a shadow box that we're going to have a special class for. So I can show you that. I'll show you real quick right here. It's back here. Ta-da, ta-da. I started working on this. I was everything about seasons. And I know this will show backwards, but this is the shadow box that I designed with the Tray Chic. I think that's what it's called, the Chic set. I love the paper. I love the dies. I love the whole set. And that's one of them that comes with a Memories and More pack. It has envelopes, cards and envelopes that kind of can go with it and coordinate with it. But in this one, I just wanted to do the 4 seasons and with a little verse about for everything there's a season. So I've been really busy, so sorry I didn't stamp. Tomorrow I'll stamp for sure. I promise. I'll find something to stamp and we'll figure out something. I'll have it ahead of time, but hopefully this helped and yeah, inspire somebody to sit down and play with those. You know, the first time I looked at all those prints, I thought they're so big, but they're not. There's a nice variety and there's so much you could do with them. So I will show you some more on Friday because I'm sure I'll continue playing with it. So thank you so much for joining me. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock for Winging It on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.